maybe a little bit about your history and whatnot, okay?
That sounds
All right,
great.
great. Hello, everybody. Steve Bontell with Insurasales back here at the booth, and I'm with JohnClayton here. John, is it warm enough for you?
It's pretty hot in Texas.
It's pretty hot. It's about 105 on its way to 110 again this week, and the hotel's air conditioning system is trying to keep up. But I must tell you, it is struggling throughout. But God love you guys here at the Hilton. I know you're trying, but we're here with John. John, if you will, is this your first time?
Well, first time come 8%.
Very first time at 8% Nation. Help those folks who have never heard of 8%, or maybe they have, but they are thinking about whether or not they want to come to this show. Tell them what they're going to experience when they come here.
Wow. Change, growth, right? If you're not growing, you're dying. So I find myself just kind of at a place, like stagnant, but I want to break through. I'm always at the top of the company. So with 8%, we're going back to the basics, the fundamentals, perseverance, apply. The things we learn at 8%, got to apply.
Right.
See, change. Any behavior, that's robbing you of your dreams. It could be sleeping in late. It could be playing video games, whatever you do, watching TV, whatever behavior, got to change it. The last thing, teach. And that's what I like about 8%. We are teaching the things that work for us to other people.
Right.
So apply, change, teach at night.
Right. Nice. Well, there are a lot of people that even ask me, they're like, what's so special about 8%? Because some people say, well, I've gone to other conferences before. I've got sales techniques. From your perspective, as you sit over the last few days in these meetings and we have the breakout sessions and whatnot, just, help me understand what you've learned being in the industry now, for 5.5 years? At a very high level. What can somebody, even with 5.5 years experience, learn from being here? Tell me what you've learned.
So there's no hidden agendas, right? At 8%, we want to see everybody grow. So I specialize in the mortgage protection field, but you got people from Medicare, Medicaid, sharing their knowledge. People in the annuity business, sharing their knowledge. People in family expense, sharing their knowledge. There is no competition when everybody's trying to elevate. And that's what I can learn, from 8%. Right. See, when I see you win, I win.
That's right.
Now, what's on your plate will not affect my plate. We can both eat.
Right.
And we can also share the wealth and help everybody elevate. So that's why I gather, from here, because it's my first time coming, and everybody from Cody all the way down to the staff and all the different vendors, they want to see people succeed.
They really do. And it's kind of nice too for somebody that's getting a little long in the tooth as far as years in the business. I see the young folks like yourself and others coming in the business, and it makes me smile, it makes me happy, because I do believe there's a lot of pay it forward type feel to our industry.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of wonderful people like you in it that care about people, and you really want to help them get to the next level. But one of the things that I've learned too is that with anything, you do have to work at it, don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not an easy business. Nobody ever said anything in life was easy. I'm not sure you'd want to do it if it were easy.
Yeah.
But help us understand a little bit about you, John, and what you do on a daily basis, who you do it for, and just kind of give us a little bit of a feel about what JohnClayton has been able to accomplish in 5.5 years.
Absolutely. So, as you mentioned, it's not easy. And I tell everybody, if you came here for easy, insurance is not for you.
Yep.
But is it worth it? So I came for worth it. My wife, she used to work at AT&T for 17 years. Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. I had to be working at 8 in the morning. I came home at 7 o'clock. So we were just passing each other. So I want an opportunity to change that. I want to spend time with my wife, all right? We got married for a reason. I'd be passing each other by. So when I came, to my first conference 5.5 years ago, I saw something. They was not talking about income, talking about making an impact. And I love trying to make an impact. And once I heard that, I said, hey, I'm going in.
Right.
After I left that conference, believe it or not, I quit my job the very next day. Full turkey, I dove in. Now the challenge is, I say it's not easy. It gotta be worth it. I kind of started, doing well. Writing policies, failing forward, driving 2.5 hours one way, to, meet with clients. See, that's the grind I had to do in the beginning, all right?
Right.
Shortly after, kind of ran into a lot of chargebacks. Hired the wrong staff, unfortunately. Didn't understand that chargebacks rolled up to me. So within 8 months of the business, I had $17,000 worth of chargebacks.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was challenging. And my wife at the time was frustrated, and rightfully so. I had to go back to work. I had to work my full-time job, AT&T, for a whole 12 months. Well, I gave myself 12 months. I had to work, my insurance business at the same time. Because a lot of agents, when hard times happen, what they would do, they would go to another job, and they'd use their insurance, business as a side hustle, as a hobby. You just can't do that, if you want to reach the top. So I understood that. I had to get to work. And within those 5.5 years, I was able to get my own agency now. I have over 116 agents. Have about 4 producing over 100,000.
Wow.
Now, prior to me working in insurance, I had never made 100,000 before. So the first person I helped get to 100,000 was me, all right? Me and my wife. And then once I saw that I could do it, we started helping other people. And that is an impact.
That's right.
And that's what I like about it.
Well, you know what you also shared too, John, and you kind of shared it's interesting in our business. Sometimes an individual producer says, I'm going to take all the credit for it. You never get there by yourself, right? And tell me a little bit about, when there was some lean times, just how important your wife was to you.
So what I tell everyone, they always see me out speaking, but it's my wife behind the scenes. See, my wife, at the time, she got the worst of me, so my agents could get the best of me. She saw when, people were telling me no. She saw me when I was making those dials and nobody answering. But they said, hey, I don't want that. But I had to keep on going.
That's right.
But not only did she see that, she also jumped in. She started dialing. Now she got to put her arms around me and say, hey, we can do this. That support from a spouse went a long way.
That's right.
So now I say, it's not just about me now. I got a wife. I got to do it for her.
Right.
I have children. I got to do it for them. So if I'm tired, it doesn't matter.
Right.
If I'm feeling bad, it doesn't matter. We got to do it.
That's right.
And because of that support, in 2020, we broke out $1 million agency.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
It was
Congratulations.
good, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? It's interesting, it's funny, because when you see wonderful examples of just really young heroes in our business, and John and his wife and what they've been able to accomplish at Symmetry Financial, and seeing what they've been able to really do in this industry, to come from a time where you said, I'm going all in, and then all of a sudden, a couple things happen, and it was really easy to say, I'm gonna go.
Right.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna go back. I don't know if I'm gonna come back. And then you say, I don't know if I can do this by myself.
Right.
Like you say, as a sole proprietor, but maybe I'm gonna get in a partnership with my wife. And I'm gonna get in a partnership with my family.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're gonna do this thing together. I'm gonna lean on them. They're gonna lean on me.
Absolutely.
And then you know what? I'm gonna work harder and smarter and even better than I did before. And then now, 5.5 years later, to see and hear what you just said, for people in the audience, I'm gonna tell you, I've been doing this 28 years, and I've done it at a really high level for a lot of different carriers in this industry. There's not too many JohnClaytons, okay, in the United States to be able to withstand hardships and turn them into opportunities. And now, with that huge smile of yours and that huge support channel and your wife behind you, I gotta tell you, you're at a place now, it sounds like, John, where you're ready to take yourself and Symmetry to a whole nother level. Am I right?
You are absolutely correct, See, one thing you mentioned, you talk about those hardships, right? And not too many people could withstand that adversity.
Yep.
I knew what AT&T had to offer me. I've been there for 9 years. I saw their retirement package, because they were one of the few companies that still offer a pension plan. I saw it.
Yep.
But see, I saw the opportunity. I didn't see the career. I didn't see the job. It was the opportunity. I had the opportunity not only to change my life, but my wife's life.
That's right.
My kids' life. My parents' life. Because they worked hard,
That's right.
They worked very hard. So now I'm in a position where, hey, I could pay it forward. As a thank you. Now, parents don't have to do a lot of things, right? Sometimes we feel like, hey, you're my mom, you're my dad, you're supposed to do that.
That's
which
right.
is true, right?
Yep.
But a lot of people don't get that love.
That's right.
So once you get it, I want to pay it forward. So now I can help them.
So for all those people that are watching and are here at 8% Nation or maybe back around the country who are saying, you know, I'm not sure that I'm in the place where I feel like I've got the opportunity to do the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
For those people who are kind of on the fence and saying, well, you know, I talked to somebody in the industry at one point in time, but I really didn't make the decision to go there. But now I'm at a place in time where I'm thinking, maybe I might want to do this insurance thing, right? John, will you do me a favor? Look in that camera.
Yeah.
For those folks that are out there, how can they get in touch with you? How can they hear the story of John Clayton and what you and your wife and your family have built with Symmetry? How do they get in touch with you and for you to help them make that decision?
Absolutely. So you can follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook. You can just look up John Clayton or John Patricia Clayton as my business page. You can also find me on YouTube. We have a video with Cody Askin and I, how I went from negative 17,000 in debt to 260 in profit. So it's on YouTube. You can also reach me. You know, my email address. I'll give you my personal email address. My business is kind of filling up right now, unfortunately. So it'd be on mr.johnclayton81, so that's 81, @gmail.com. Or just call me directly, you know, 901-494-9291. That's how you reach me.
That's John Clayton. Let me tell you something. If you're on the fence and you're not calling that guy with the biggest smile in the entire industry, then you've just absolutely lost a real opportunity. John Clayton, Symmetry Financial. He's terrific. He's here at 8% Nation. One of the greatest stories you're going to hear in the insurance business, and he's doing it at a high level. John, thanks so much for giving me your time.
Thank you.
And thanks for what you've done for the industry.
Thank you for having me.
All right, my man.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
All righty.
All right.
Good.
Okay, great.
Man,
Thank
thanks
you
for
so much.
having me, man.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, good job, brother.